Hello and welcome. If you can see me and hear me, please drop me a 777 in the chat box. We are expecting more people to turn on the call, but I need to start on time today because I have somewhere to go shortly after. Thank you, Olha. And let me know where you're from as well. Welcome everyone to the call. I'm going to make a start shortly. And again, my name is Dr. Jav. Thank you for attending today's webinar. And today we've got something very, very interesting to discuss. And this is something that my mentors have passed down onto me. So extremely important to talk about this today. Now, obviously, many of you have been in this business for quite some time. And what you'll find is that people come and go in this business, and it's the same with any business. If you can see my presentation slides, again, please drop me a 333 in the chat box and I will then continue. So what I want to talk about today is how not to fail in business. How not to fail in business. Thank you, Olha, for that. So again, we'll keep this presentation to about 20 to 30 minutes. And again, very, very important, how not to fail in business. Now, when anyone starts a business, obviously it's something new and you may have other things happening in your life. And what you'll notice is that focus is so important in this business as with any other business. So you need to retain a tremendous amount of focus to make it in business. Not just the business that you're in at the moment, but in any business. Focus is key, because what happens in life is that a lot of things get in the way. There's a lot of external noise, and by external noise I mean what's happening in the environment outside, what's happening in your family life, what's happening around you every single day. And certainly many people, when they start a business, many of them may already be in a job, and of course we all know that a job is just on broke, and that in itself is external noise. Now certainly I remember all those years ago, I actually set up a business while I was a student and also whilst I was working in a job as well. And of course, when you're working in a job, when you're a student, when you're elsewhere and your focus is elsewhere, it's harder for your business to continue. So you need to learn to ignore external noise, especially the noise that you will have in the environment of working in a job. And as we know, many people around the world do work in jobs, and unfortunately, if you're working in a job, you are in that 95% percentile. 95% of the world population, unfortunately, are broke. This is the cash flow quadrant that was taught to us by Robert Kiyosaki, and what he says that if you want to be financially free, you have to be in the 5%. If you want to be financially free, you have to be the 5%. It's the 95% percentile where you should not be. And unfortunately, there's so much external noise today, especially with what's happening in the environment, with the pandemic and, the economy, companies going bust and whatever else. There's so much noise. And if you want to make it in this business, you have to learn to ignore that external noise, and you have to retain a tremendous amount of focus always. A good way to retain focus is by knowing and understanding your why. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this business? What am I hoping to achieve? Is it financial freedom for myself, for my family? Do I want to help others? Whatever your why is, your why will help you to ignore that external noise and retain that amount of focus. And one of the other things that I do is I have my diaries as well. I've got a physical diary and also have my diary on my phone, and I make sure that everything is scheduled. I try to schedule everything by the half hour or by the hour, so I know what I'm doing at any particular moment in time on any particular day. So when you're scheduling things into your diary, it certainly helps. And also what I've done in the past is I've had a to-do list as well. And with a to-do list, you can do this online. You can do it on a piece of paper or in your diary. You also get to-do list notebooks as well that you can buy from stationery shops. But some, online software like Trello works really well. It's a software that I've used in the past, and it helps you to schedule in tasks as well and make sure that you are always in focus. So again, make sure you retain your focus and learn to ignore the external noise. And trust me, there is a lot of noise outside. In fact, today there's more noise than ever. And certainly with the environment, what's happening in the economy, there's a lot of noise. You have to learn to ignore that noise. Number 3 is what you can and you can't control. Now, you can only control 2 things in your life, and that is your attitude and your activity. So your daily activity, your hourly activity, what you're doing on a weekly basis, monthly basis to help you to achieve that goal. You can only control your attitude and your activity. A bit more on that detail later on, but the things you can't control are everything else. Everything else around you, you cannot control. You cannot control the external environment. You cannot control the external noise that you receive on a daily basis. Constantly, the external noise you cannot control. Other things you can't control when it applies to this business is whether you will receive any prospects in your business or not today or tomorrow. You can't control that, but you can control the attitude and activity to ensure that you do get prospects on a daily basis. You cannot control how many people come into your business or leave your business on a daily basis. You cannot force anyone to do anything in this business, but you can lead them through your example. You can lead people in your team or your teams through your example. You cannot control what you see in your back office on a daily basis. You cannot control the numbers. That's why you should not be logging into your back office every day and watching the numbers, flicking up and down every day. You cannot control that. You cannot control the news. You cannot control, again, the news is the environment, and whatever your feelings are about the news are irrelevant. Whether you believe it's true or not is irrelevant, but you cannot control what you're seeing in the news on a daily basis or hearing on the news on a daily basis. And so the news should not affect where you are today and or where you are going to be tomorrow. Whatever's happening in the news today, whoever's gone bankrupt, whichever business is falling down, but whatever happening to the stocks and shares, it does not affect your daily life. Your organization, your team does not affect your daily life because it's something you cannot control on a daily basis. The leaders in your team you cannot control. Do not ever try to control or manage your leaders, because that's not the way to do it. This is not a job. You are not a manager, you are a leader. So you can lead, again, by example through your actions. Your teams and people around you will do what you do, not what you say. So always lead by example. You cannot control the foreign exchange market. So obviously we're in the business of foreign exchange. You cannot control, whether the pound is going to go up or down, but what you can do is ensure that you have the daily activity to know to a very, very good degree of accuracy where the market or that currency is going to go. So through your daily activity, through the mentorship programs that we have, and through your attitude, you can ensure that your trades are 75 to 85% profitable always, if not more than that. But you should not worry about, again, what's happening in the market, because when it comes to foreign exchange, in this particular business, it's irrelevant. The foreign exchange market is green. You can always make a good profit from the foreign exchange market, and also that covers the cryptocurrency markets as well. You cannot control people. I've talked about that already. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control the weather. There's a whole host of things that you cannot control. And my advice to you, to every single person on this webinar today, is write a list of things that you cannot control, things that are outside your control, and read that list. Because unfortunately, all of these things move you away from focus, and you have to retain focus in this business to win big time. Focus, tremendous focus, is extremely important. You cannot control, quite often, the outcome of certain actions that you or your team take. And again, if a prospect doesn't come on the call, I've had many Zoom presentations where I'm the only person on the call. I've been to physical meetings where I'm the only person on the call because my potential customer, the prospect, has not turned up. That is something outside my control. So all these things in your can't control list should not affect where you are today or where you are tomorrow. If you're looking to hit those 6 figures, those 7 figures a month or a year within this business, you need to get yourself some thick skin and a hard skull because there's so many things you can't control. And henceforth, if something happens in the external environment, you need to learn to ignore these things. That's so, so important. You need to learn to ignore these things and continue to focus on your attitude and the activity that you take on a daily basis. Some examples can be as follows. You have to be positive every single day, no matter what happens. I made a loss recently on some trades that I placed. Okay, so what? Good. Let's move on and place some better trades. Okay, it doesn't matter. Retain positivity no matter what happens in your life, because there is always silver lining on those clouds. Always retain a pleasing personality. So that means try to be happy always. Obviously, if there's things happening, in your life, sometimes you can't do that. But again, you need to get over it, because these are things you can control. Your attitude, you can control. How you feel, you can control. So be positive always. Have what's the word I'm looking for? Have an amazing work ethic. Put the hours in, put the minutes in, put the days in to help you achieve your goals. Was it Bruce Lee who said that he's not afraid of the person who's practiced 10,000 different moves? He'd be more afraid of that person who knows how to punch or has practiced one punch 10,000 times. You need to practice over and over again, whether you're a trader, whether you're a business builder, to achieve perfection. Okay, so your work ethic is so, so important. It's when you're consistent and persistent that you will achieve amazing, amazing things. The 4 Ps in network marketing. Does anybody know what those 4 Ps are on this call? The 4 primary Ps of network marketing: the prospecting, the presenting on a daily basis, personal development. Every single day, you should be developing yourself every single day. The presentations that you're doing every single day. Those are the 4 Ps. Make sure you practice them every day, because when you practice these things every day, you'll become better at them. When I did my first ever presentation, I think it was, when I was asked to talk in front of people, was actually at school, I think it was. So I was probably about 17 years old or 16 years old, I don't remember exactly. And I was asked to do a presentation in front of a class. And that was probably the worst presentation that I've ever done in my life. It was terrible. I had a piece of paper in front of me, and I was reading it and not making any eye contact with the people or my audience. So that presentation was terrible. But do you know what I did? I completed the presentation. I knew the presentation was awful. I did not know how to present, but I completed that presentation. Although every single person in the crowd, in the audience, probably hated it and hated me as a result of it, but I completed that presentation. And since that presentation, since the time when I was 16 or 17 years old, I've done thousands, literally thousands of presentations, business presentations, mindset presentations, specific presentations related to a project I might be working on. I've literally done thousands of presentations. And it's when you practice presentations over and over and over and over again, that's when you become an expert. When you're prospecting over and over and over again, when you're getting the no's every single day. I get no's in this business. I get abuse in this business every single day from people who think it doesn't work. Trading doesn't work. Network marketing doesn't work. Every single day I'm getting no's, but you carry on and you get better and better and better and better. Personal development every single day. Even now on my desk, I have books. I have books on my desk that I read every single day. I'm reading every single day, developing myself every single day through reading, through audio, through videos. Yeah, these are things that you can control. These are your daily activities. So your reading habits you control. Now, what book are you reading today? If I said to you, every single person on this call, in the chat box, let me know what book you are reading today? Would you be able to tell me what book you're reading today? Or what audio you are listening to today? Or what video you're watching today? Would you be able to tell me? And the answer is you should be able to tell me what you are doing on the personal development angle every single day, because you should be in the middle of a book, in the middle of an audio, a video that you're watching every single day. Even if you spend 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day reading like 1 or 2 pages of your book, it helps you to achieve your goal. These again are things that you can control. What words are you reading every single day? What images are you seeing every single day? Are you looking at your goals every single day? Are you viewing those multi-million-pound houses every single day, those £100,000 plus cars every single day? You know, what are you doing? What's your environment? This is your attitude, this is your activity, and this is what's going to help you to push towards those magic goals that you've listed down. Your belief system is so, so important. You have to believe that you can achieve those big goals. Live a life of love, joy, patience, and expectation every single day, and expect great things from your teams, from the people around you. Expect great things from the markets. Yeah, if you're trading every single day, your expectation is that you are going to make an amazing trade or place an amazing trade today. You're going to make those 6 figures today that you want to make. Have the expectation of success and you will get there. I am so happy and grateful now that I am making £1 million every single month. Whatever your goal is, affirm it every single day and you will get there. Number 4, learn to collapse timeframes. Does anyone know what this means? So obviously we talk about the 90-day plan or the 100-day plan. What am I going to do in 100 days or 90 days in this business to hit that magic button, you know, to hit the magic 6 figures, the magic 7 figures? You need to try and collapse that 90 days into 30 days, into a 1-month time frame. So whatever you were going to achieve in 90 days, try and do it in 30 days. What have you got to lose? Go all out for the next 30 days to hit that 90-day game plan. Excuse me. So if it was your goal, let's say to become a 6-figure earner 90 days from today, why don't you change that goal to 30 days? Have your goal cards around you and in your environment. Read it every day. Change your goal. Try it. See what happens. What have you got to lose? If you haven't hit the 5 figures yet, I know some people on this presentation may not have hit the 5 figures yet. If you have not hit the 5 figures a month yet, why don't you change your 90-day goal to hit those 5 figures and make it into a 30-day goal and see what happens? But of course, the activity has to follow. You need to do the activity. Very, very important. But make sure you're moving towards your goals every single day. And it goes without saying that you need to have a very, 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 very strong belief system, because in this business, like every other business out there, there are ebbs and flows in the market, in the environment. There are ups and downs always. Sometimes you're going to be elated, very, very happy. Things are going amazing, are making amazing progress. But there will be days when you will hate it. There will be days when you feel negative. But because you know all of this, you know what I'm talking about, you'll get yourself out of those negative moments and turn them into a positive. And a strong belief system, knowing without a shadow of a doubt, knowing without a shadow of a doubt that you are going to make it in this business. That's what's going to push you through to those magic numbers that you are hoping to achieve. Now, everything in life has a past, a present, and future. Where I am today in my personal life, in my business life, is the present, but I saw that as a future in the past, if that makes sense. So in the past, you know, a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, I sat down and wrote down my goals. And now I've hit those goals and I've written down new goals. So from the present to the future. So at the moment, I've written down my future goals in the present tense, if that makes any sense. I am so happy and grateful now that I am. Has to be that you've already achieved those goals. So everything has a past, present, and future. You need to understand this, and you need to ensure that your past becomes your present. Your future. Sorry, your future becomes your present, and obviously the past history is irrelevant because you've gone through that. So a lot of people sometimes have difficulty in letting go of the past, but just again, try again to ignore the past, because the past, your history, has no relevance to your future. As an example, just say you're making, I don't know, pick a number, say £5,000 a month at the moment, or dollars a month from this business. You can actually hit $100,000 a month from next month, because the past has no relevance. It's what you do from now on forwards that makes the difference. So whatever you're doing tomorrow, your activities and your attitude, whichever people you hang around with, your environment, that will determine where you are in the future. Okay, so the past is no relevant. We're living in the future. Make sure that you've written down your goals. Even today, I'm speaking to people in my teams, and again, there are people within my team who have still not written down your goals. So as a basic, make sure you do that, and henceforth we can move towards those goals. Be teachable and coachable always. Be humble and develop a pleasing personality. And of course, it goes without saying that you have to be grateful always. So when you're listening to someone, your mentor, for example, do you see yourself, do you interrupt him or her often? Do you question them often, or do you just sit back and listen? The reason we have 2 ears and 1 mouth is because we need to be listening more. If you want to hit, again, let's say you want to hit £5,000 a month or $5,000 a month in income, you need to speak to someone who has already hit those numbers and spend time with that person, even though it might not be one-to-one. Maybe watch their social media, watch their videos online. There's a lot of information online at the moment, and try and get yourself into that environment of that person that you want to become. Watch them closely, and you will see yourself hitting those goals as well. So surround yourself with your goal, I'm just giving an income goal as an example. Obviously, this can apply to your personal life as well, your family, your health. But for the purposes of this example, we're going to keep it business orientated. So find the person who has already achieved your goals and just watch them, listen to them, and mimic them, copy them. And what you'll find is when you do all those 3 things, you will become that person. So you have to become that person now, and then the results will follow automatically. Does that make sense? Thank you. Only focus on your attitude and activity. So going back to that table I showed you earlier, everything else is noise. Everything else around you is noise. I mean, I don't care what's happening in EastEnders. I don't care what's happening on the news. It's irrelevant. Where you are today is because of the decisions you made 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 1 year ago, and it's irrelevant to what's happening in the external environment. Only focus on the attitude and activity. So activity is every single day. It doesn't matter if you have another business or another job, you should apply some time to this business as well. And it's those people, even if you spend, what I found is by watching people in my teams, you got 2 people. One person spends 10 minutes every single day moving forward, doing the 4 Ps, 10 minutes a day, every single day without fail, Monday to Sunday, 7 days a week, 10 minutes a day. Then there's another person who spends 3 hours one day and then doesn't do anything for 2 or 3 weeks. And then the same again, couple of hours, 3 hours, and nothing for 2 or 3 weeks. The person who's consistent and does that 10 minutes every single day is more likely to succeed and hit their goals, rather than the person who spent 3 hours one day, done nothing for a few weeks, maybe a couple of hours again, and then nothing again, and then maybe half an hour here and there. It's the person who's consistent and persistent every single day who has the attitude required to hit those goals. So make sure you have the attitude and activity of a winner. It's your attitude, not your aptitude, that determines your altitude. I'll say that again. It's your attitude, not your aptitude, that determines your altitude. It doesn't matter where you've come from. It doesn't matter how tall you are, how short you are, how big you are. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. This is all irrelevant. It doesn't matter whether you're male, female, whether you were born in the UK, in Australia, in Africa, in Asia. It makes no difference. What makes the difference is your attitude and your activity every single day. When your attitude is right, the facts don't matter. When your attitude is right, the facts do not matter. Because what you think are facts are mostly opinions. Attitude is so important. You need to ensure that you have a winning attitude always. A winning, meaningful attitude always. How you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. So please make sure that you do the activity every single day and have a winning attitude. Watch your mentor every single day. Look at top flight athletes. Look at the best the best people in the game, the Tiger Woods, the Michael Jordans. Look at their attitude and look at their activity. The Kobe Bryants. Just look at how these people have become the top people in their game. Look at business leaders. The top people in business today. Look at them, monitor them, watch them, and you will gauge the attitude and activity that you need to have on a daily basis to become a major success. So that was my presentation today. I hope you've learned something. I know it's fairly short, but again, attitude is so important, and having the right activity is so important, which is why we wanted to do this presentation today. This video is live at the moment on YouTube, so please do subscribe to my channel, like and share the video with your prospects, with people that you know who want to win in business, and let's make this year the best year ever. Okay, it's April now. April, what's that? The 4th month of the year. We are now in April. What have you done up until this point? Are you where you saw yourself to be 3 months ago? Have you hit your goals? April is here. What's the next month? So I forgot. May is upon us. Only a week to go for May, June, July, and then it's going to be summer. We're all going on summer holidays. I'll be in Orlando very soon. If you're coming to Orlando with me, let me know. We're going to have a great time there. It's going to be amazing, and definitely we've got an amazing year this year. Shortly after this presentation at 7 o'clock, we have the amazing Bee, who I can see is on the call. She's got the guest presentation. Please plug your guests into that presentation. And then at 8 p.m. we will have a trading call. This Wednesday, I'm doing the guest presentation. Let's max out the call. I hope you learned something from this video, and I'll see you very soon on my next webinar. Thank you. God bless, and I'll speak to you soon.